everyone, I thought I would do this page here today, or probably over a couple of days. Now this is from Rita Berman's autumn book, and it is a picture that isn't in her seasonal compilation book. So, but if you've got her seasons book, you'll have, not that page, these pages. So you might be able to use some of the things I share on this page to do some of the pumpkins on this page. I've also done those. So I thought we would have a go at this one. I'm going to start by focusing on the pumpkin itself, and then sort of doing the rest of the page later. Just having a little look at it. I haven't actually studied it in great detail yet. Now I do have my Castle Art soft touch pencils, just so you know what I'm using. Now we've got our pumpkin shape, but we have all sorts of different things going on. There are lots of different ways that you could approach this. You could just colour it as you would a normal pumpkin, a plain pumpkin, and just ignore the artwork and just let it show through. You could white out the artwork and just make it a plain pumpkin like this one, if you wanted. You know, colour them like this or this, very similar. You could colour it a bit like this and then do some work on this. I've got a bit of a different idea, so I'm going to try that, and then, you know, you can see whether you like it or not. So I'm just going to concentrate on the orange bit of the pumpkin. These bits here I'm going to do actually green as part of the stem. I'm just going to concentrate on the orange bit to start with, and I'm going to pick a really light orange shade. I'm just looking at what I've got here. I think I'm going to start with the, yeah, I'm going to start with the cadmium orange. It's quite a bright orange. I'm going to colour the whole thing with just this bright cadmium orange in a sort of evenish layer. I'm not going to be too fussy about it being really, really even, but I want it to be fairly light so we can see that it's orange, but without burnishing it too hard into the page, because it's not going to be my only layer of colour. I'm just going to get some orange down on the page, and then we'll do the next step. It's quite an interesting idea to put all this detailing onto the pumpkin. Not something that I would ever have thought of if I'd drawn one. And it makes it a bit more interesting to colour, I think, even though I'm colouring it over the top of it all at the minute. That isn't going to be the way it looks when it's finished. But we've got raindrops on this page as well, as you can see, in clouds, so we'll approach those later. What we'll probably do is maybe do the pumpkin today, and then all the other little bits maybe tomorrow's video. We'll see how it all goes, really. And I'm just trying to get a few videos done in advance again, just because I've got workmen coming tomorrow, so I won't be able to record. So I thought if I get a few videos done, I can do my editing tomorrow while there's lots of noise and disruption, etc. I'm quite excited because I might actually get to see what it looks like. So having a new balcony put in, I've taken the old one away, and the new one is going to be a lot more modern and weatherproof and safer and all those lovely things, which is brilliant. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. I do need to talk to them about the light. We've got a light on the wall, and I think it's going to be in the way, but I shall talk to them about that tomorrow, because they can sort of remove it partly in a safe way. You don't have electricians coming. Okay, so my next step, I'm looking at this actually because Rita tends to draw her pumpkins in three sections. So there's a section here, a section here, and a section here. So I'm thinking I might colour each section separately. I'm going to go quite dark next. What do I tend to use? I'm thinking cinnamon or terracotta. Yeah, I think I might go terracotta. I mean, when you look at the end, it looks quite light, but it's actually quite a dark pencil. And I'm just going to do a little bit of work around the edge. So I'm still not pressing maximum hardness or putting down maximum layers because I'm still sort of thinking and experimenting, to be honest. So I'm going all the way around the edge of, and I'm going to break this into the sections that I can see drawn here. There's one here. Like that, and keep it darker on that edge of the section. I think it ends there. It doesn't matter if you overlap because it's going to be the same on the next section. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So just do a little bit harder on the edges and bring that colour in to this area, and then do the same here. It's a bit harder here. Yeah, I think that is roughly our line there. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, to be quite honest, as long as you commit to the section you're trying to do. And down at the bottom, like that. This isn't exactly how I'd planned on doing it, to be honest. I changed my mind just as I started, which is quite interesting. It's still going to incorporate my original idea. It's just going to incorporate another idea as well. It's not going to be too complicated, don't worry. And you don't have to do all of it the same as me anyway, of course. You can do it your own way. And a bit darker along the bottom. I was just deep in thought then before speaking because I'd been on the phone to my mum and I was thinking about some of the things that we were talking about, but not for repeating on video. So family stuff. Orange Lake. So what I'm going to do is go back over what I've done already and just add more colour. So we're just going more in towards the centre of each section with this one. Yeah, I was talking to her about Christmas and I forgot to ask my dad what he wanted. I know it's really early days, but he needs a long time to think. He's got everything he wants, like me. But I've got everything I want, but I always want more because maybe I'm greedy. I don't treat myself very often because I've got plenty of things and I enjoy what I have, and I believe in enjoying the things you have. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so lucky and grateful for everything I have. But my mum will be asking me. So that's why I asked in the video the other day what pastels everyone had, soft pastels, because I thought I might get some more. Ask her if she can get me some. But I need to look at prices because obviously I can't go too mad with cost. She's got a big family to buy for. As well as me and my sister. My sister's got 4 children. I've got 2. And then she has brothers that I don't know if she buys for them actually. She has neighbours she buys for. She has my dad to buy for. She has my sister's husband, my sister's daughter's boyfriends, i.e. my niece's boyfriends. So it's a lot of people to think about. Right, now we're going back towards our light colour again. So I'm going to grab the cadmium orange where we started. You can see it's sort of taking a bit of shape. And it's a bit more interesting, maybe, dare I say. I think Rita has made it look quite interesting anyway, but now I know some people find it quite difficult to do this sort of fade. It's just practice, and it's quite hard to be, admittedly, on this very patterned item. It's quite difficult to see what you're doing, but on the other hand, because of the pattern, it hides. If you don't do it quite right, it hides it. So pros and cons. But yeah, try and see the positive. Yeah, I'm feeling much less stressed this week because there are no rail strikes. So I know the chances of my children getting to university are much higher. I think my son has, one of my sons, once he's home tonight, he doesn't have any classes for a few days. My other son does have classes on Tuesday tomorrow. It is here. It's Monday here. I want a lighter one just to do the centres, but I don't want to use like a peachy type colour. We've got our sort of tangerine, coral, cadmium orange, light peach, those sorts of colours. I want to go for something quite yellowy to brighten it up. So I'm going to grab the marigold, which is a really vibrant but light, bright, yellowy orange. And I'm going to go over all of it with that, and I'm hoping it will just make it leap off the page. Well, not literally, that could be a bit embarrassing. That would make the make it hard to colour. But yeah, my one son's still moaning about his lecturer. My other one was moaning. He said someone, a name, I guess his lecturer, had told him off for making his lecture notes not in the correct formatting style that they're supposed to use for their assignments. And he was like, what the? And then he put a whole list of Fs. What the Why do I have to make my notes in the style? Oh, I think maybe they were thinking it would be a good idea for him to practice, but I don't know. I'll talk to him about it tonight. He is quite open-minded and chilled about it all, really, so I suspect he was just joking a little bit. But we'll see. I've just realised I haven't actually brought through my tablet, so I can't see if I get any messages from them. I'm just going to go and grab that. My pencil rolled away while I was, I don't know if you probably saw it, but no messages, they're fine. They should be in class anyway now, hopefully concentrating, not messaging mother. Although sometimes they used to, when they were at college, they would send me a message going, I need a new book, or I need a new pen, things like that. And it wasn't like being demanding, it sounds a bit rude, but what they meant was, can you remind me when I get home, Mum, please, that I need to put a new pen in my bag, that sort of thing. And if they send me a little message, what I used to do was write a little note and stick it on their desk, on their keyboard or on their chair, so that I knew that they would see it when they came back, when they came home. Now that's done. It's quite rough. I'm going to actually use a blending pencil to just go over it. If I can find one. I've got about... Oh, I'm going to try the Caran d'Ache blending stick. This is the full blender. I don't know if it works on these pencils. The Caran d'Ache blender doesn't work on every brand of pencil. Not sure if that is doing a lot, to be honest. Let's try. I've got the Prisma one here. The reason I didn't pick the Prisma one, which is very, very good, is because the nib has got some green on. So I'm just cleaning it off. There we go. So this is the Prisma blender. The Prisma blender is really good. I used it. The only problem with the Prisma blender is that it blends the ink as well, which it's doing, I've just noticed. Now I'm going to have to use it all over and blend the ink over everything so it matches. That was a bit annoying. Never mind. I'll just do it quickly. Now, the very edges of our pumpkin, I feel, are a bit pale. I want to do a much darker colour on those. I'm thinking I might grab the cinnamon. Yeah, cinnamon. I'm going to sharpen it. Yeah, that blending wasn't very good at all. It was a bit of a waste of time. I wouldn't bother doing it if you haven't done it yet. So this is a bit darker. I'm just going to use it on the edge. And just pull that colour in a little bit, just gently. Oh, it's a loud car. It made me jump. It's very loud. I tend to stand people who like loud cars. But I'm just not of that mindset, I guess. I know some people really do like their loud cars, fast, loud cars. Why? I want to put... Actually, I want some shadow under there. I think I'm going to do that in an even darker colour. Just going to really go down this line here. And which side? That side. The line there. There we go. Maybe I've been too fussy. Maybe it didn't need that. What I'm going to do now is a really dark, shadowy colour. Walnut brown, I think, will be the good one. There it is. walnut brown, and I'm going to go under here. Sort of so that it's like the stalk part is creating a little shadow. Also, it's quite difficult to colour right up to the line. So if you put a bit of shadow there, you're really concentrating on getting it right up to the line. So you've got that there now. You know it's coloured right up to the edge. Like that. Okay. You could put a bit of shadow at the very bottom if you want to. I think I'm going to leave it there. Now, that isn't all I'm doing for this, but it's all I'm going to do for this now. I'm going to do the stalk next, and then I'm going to do some detailing on here. But I need to do the stalk next, and you'll see why once we've got there. Now, I quite like using a, I could put it up a bit like that, a more of a, what's the word, sort of olivey green colour. I'm just looking at what we've got. I think I might start with the cadmium green actually. I really like it. I don't actually know what colour a pumpkin stalk should be, so I'm just going to start with this. I just got a message from my son going, I'm so bored and I've got ages to go yet. Dear, I wonder what he's doing. They do find some of it a bit boring, I think, because they're so near the beginning and they have to cover all the basics, and sometimes they're getting an amount of repetition, so I think that's part of it as well. Right, so we've done a rough layer of this to start with. Now I want to go darker. I'm just looking on my swatch chart to see what's going to go quite nicely in a darker shade. I'm thinking the oxide of chrome is probably our friend here. There he is. I need to sharpen him though. Give you a minute to catch up, won't it? Here we go. Oxide of chrome. And I'm going to go on along the edges with this. I want my edges to be darker, and then I'm gonna scumble that in, the sort of round and round movement is called scumbling. And then this side, I feel like I'm shouting, I don't know why, sorry if I am, I'm getting excited, not sure why. Just repeating myself over and over again. There we go. I have these lines, and what I'm going to do is sort of carry them up. There we go. Now this one, I'm just going to do a line under it. I don't know why. Make that darker and then fade it in. Like that. Now what should we do with these? I think we'll make that a little bit dark. Like that. It looks like a hat now. I think it's cute. It looks like a witch's hat. I'm happy with a witch's hat. Now this is a bit lighter, but I'm still going to put a little bit on and then make it lighter in the middle. I think it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. And then these leaves, I think I'm going to ignore that. Can you see them? Yeah, that outside bit. And just take that up a bit. Yeah, and then I'm going to go back to our cadmium green and do the tops of the leaves in this. I think I'm just going to over colour a bit, the bottom bit, and then take it up to the tip. Okay, now what I need to do is, I don't think I'm going to do the extra work on the pumpkin today because it's pen and it's not going to dry before I come back and do the second part. We could do these flowers and leaves instead. I think we'll do that today. Flowers and leaves, and then we'll do berries, and we'll do the raindrops and sky, and then the pumpkin details after. So flower, I was thinking about this flower actually before I started, and I thought I think a really bright red would look nice against the pumpkin. So I'm looking at the reds and I'm thinking the vermilion is the best red, I think, to go with orange. It's the most intense red that isn't pink, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to make it a bit darker nearer the centre here. And then fade it towards the edge of the petal. And we'll do that on all of them. And then the centre. I think I'd like to do the centre just a really bright yellow. I think that's going to work. I'm trying to think about what to do with the sky while I'm colouring in this flower, which is interesting. It's not going to be in today's video, but I still need to decide what to do. Got a few ideas, just don't know if I can pull it off. Okay, so there's our flower, and the centre, as I say, I think a really bright yellow. I'm just trying to think. I think the brilliant yellow or the golden yellow. Golden yellow I like. She's my favourite one. That's cadmium. I've got to find it now. Cadmium, ochre, Naples, golden yellow. Where's the golden yellow deep? It's in the wrong place. Golden yellow deep. Wow, this is very bright. Like that. Now, leaves. What should we do for leaves? Well, I want green, obviously, but I'm thinking maybe I'll go for a really different shade. Rather than the more olives, maybe something bright. I'm looking at what I've got. Let's go for leaf green middle. What's leaf green look like? Can't find it on my swatch. Are you leaf green? Got light and middle, there it is. Oh, the middle, leaf green middle is darker than the leaf green. It always confuses me, that. I'm trying to find it, there we go, leaf green middle. Here we go. Sorry about that. Now, so I'm going to put the darkest bit nearest to the pumpkin. Like that. And then fade it a bit, and then on this side I need to sharpen it, it's very blunt. So sort of fade it towards the tip. I'm trying to think, do I do those little mini leaves as well? Same colour. I think so. And then the tips, we're going to go for the leaf green light. This is probably the lightest green we have, actually. And it's sort of quite yellowy, which I think is rather nice. It's a bit spring greeny really, but it's just such a contrast, which I think is good. Even on these little ones. And then the berries, I'm thinking maybe, yeah, I think the Chinese orange is nice. It's almost brownish orange, and we haven't used it yet. So, and I'm going to go a lot darker around the edge here, and then less as I go towards the middle. Same with this one. Dark here. There we go. Now I'm having a little look. I feel we've got a lacking of orange just there. So I'm just going to grab the cadmium and just colour that in a bit. It's just I hadn't gone right up to the edge. But I think apart from that, we're okay for today. So this is what we've done so far. Oops. And we're going to come back tomorrow and finish it. I don't want to do, as I say, I've got other things planned I can't really do yet, so we're going to leave it for now, come back tomorrow and finish it off. So thank you for watching today. I hope that was okay, got you started and thinking, and a few pumpkin ideas. I have done some of these pumpkins in different ways with different ideas for an old video, so that if you look up Rita Berman pumpkin or pumpkins on my channel, you'll find some other tips of colouring pumpkins, but that's just one way you can do it. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a really super day. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Thank you so much. Have a lovely time and happy colouring.